Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Finn and Carter's showdown over Steffy new rivalry erupts. The bold and the beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, could have a new rival to fight with thanks to all the Carter Walton, Lauren St. Victor, and Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Messinswood conflict. Finn previously had a rivalry with Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, but they found some common ground after Finn saved Steffy from Luda Nozawa's Lisa Yamada clutches. Liam paid Finn a visit to thank him for playing the hero and was quite genuine about it. At this point, Liam has accepted that Steffy and Finn's marriage is solid. Since Liam has shifted his attention back to Hope Logan, Annika Noel, Finn doesn't have to be in guard dog mode when it comes to Steffy's ex, at least for now. However, Finn could still use a male foe to face off for drama's sake. Carter and Finn could be the next rivalry that the show's cooking up depending on how things play out. We all know Finn can't stand it if anyone dares to disrespect his wife in any way. Finn is extremely protective of Steffy, so certainly wouldn't approve of the accusations and insults Carter's been throwing at her. If Finn ever catches Carter and Steffy in a heated confrontation, you can bet he'll intervene. Finn may make it clear that if Carter has a problem, he should take it up with him instead. Based on our B&B predictions, Steffy and Carter's tension will continue to boil over, so Finn may get caught in the hostility. There was a time when many fans saw the potential for a nice friendship between Finn and Carter, but that ship may have sailed for now. Instead, Finn and Carter could be gearing up for a feud that'll bring some dramatic twists and turns. Since Finn hasn't had a whole lot to do on the show lately, a Carter rivalry could help fix that and bring some gripping scenes. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Carter and Finn may have some raging showdowns in their future, so stay tuned for updates on any exciting news to come. The sun filtered through the large bay windows of Forrester Creations, casting sharp beams across the polished wooden floors. The tension in the room was palpable, its pulse almost tangible, as if the space itself held its breath in anticipation. Dr. John Finn Finnegan stood, arms crossed, eyes narrowed with an intensity that could pierce steel. On the other side of the room, Carter Walton mirrored his stance, exuding a calm confidence that was laced with an undertone of unspoken challenge. Between them, the unspoken name that was pulling their worlds apart, Steffy Forrester. Steffy had always been the epicenter of storms, both fierce and radiant, commanding loyalty and igniting passion in equal measure. But this was new. Finn hadn't anticipated that Carter, once just a friend and confidant, would step into a role that pushed him into the heart of a rivalry. But here they stood, two men who had walked different paths in Steffy's world, now clashing over her future, and, more importantly, her heart. Carter. Finn began, voice tight with barely restrained frustration. I don't know what you think you're doing, but you're crossing a line. Steffy needs stability, not more chaos. Carter's dark eyes held a flicker of amusement, a dangerous spark that Finn recognized from the courtroom, confident, strategic, and always 2 steps ahead. I'm not crossing any line, Finn. You just don't see it. Steffy's more than someone who needs to be saved or protected. She's strong, dynamic, and, most of all, she deserves choices. A small scoff escaped Finn's lips as he took a step closer, their difference in height making the tension crackle like a live wire. You think I don't know that? I married her. I've been there through the worst and the best. This isn't about choices. It's about who's right for her and the kids. The last thing she needs is more upheaval. The rivalry between them had brewed slowly, sparked by casual encounters and pointed conversations. It began when Carter started spending more time with Steffy during the ongoing legal battles at Forrester Creations. At first, Finn had dismissed it as coincidence. After all, Carter was known for his loyalty to the Forrester family. But the glances, the shared laughter, the whispered conversations, they had all started to feel like a challenge, one that tugged at Finn's composure with every passing day. And then came the project that changed everything. A co-led Forrester Foundation initiative aimed at mental health awareness, spearheaded by none other than Steffy and Carter. What started as a noble cause quickly turned into an arena where passions and ambitions flared. Finn saw how Carter leaned into their shared moments, how Steffy's eyes brightened with the thrill of work and connection. It was familiar, too familiar. "You're too late," Carter said, his voice a low rumble that betrayed none of the rush of adrenaline coursing beneath the surface. "Steffy isn't just defined by being a mother or a wife. You've been so focused on keeping things the same that you missed how much she's evolved." Finn's jaw clenched. His mind raced back to late nights by Steffy's side as she healed from her battles with addiction, the whispered reassurances in the dead of night, the laughter of their children filling the house like sunshine. It was their story, one built on trust and the quiet resilience of love. Yet here was Carter, a man whose own romantic history read like a cautionary tale, insinuating himself into their life with smooth words and shared goals. "Tell me, Carter, what happens when you push too far?" Finn challenged, his voice breaking with intensity. "When Steffy realizes that your ambition isn't just for her, but for the status it brings." Carter's smile faltered, a shadow of doubt flitting across his features. "You think you're the only one who can love her, understand her? You're wrong. Steffy's bigger than the boxes you put her in. She's not going to be tethered to the past, Finn, and neither will I." The silence that followed crackled like electricity. Both men stood, breathing hard, the air between them thick with unspoken words and unresolved tension. They were no longer just colleagues or even friends. They were rivals, each with his own vision of Steffy's future, each convinced of his place in her life. Steffy herself, oblivious to the quiet storm gathering between them, was at that moment in the design studio, reviewing sketches with a focus that made her formidable. She glanced up briefly as if sensing the disturbance, the intensity in her eyes softening as she considered the people who had woven themselves into her complicated heart. There was Finn, steadfast, with his gentle touch and the memories they shared like anchors. And there was Carter, a man who had emerged unexpectedly, challenging her to think bigger, reminding her of who she could be beyond titles and traditions. Later that day, Steffy would find herself caught in the crossfire, the echoes of their confrontation seeping into a conversation that tested her loyalties and desires. She would stand between them, a woman at the helm of her destiny, no longer just the subject of their struggle but the author of her own story. For now, Finn and Carter locked eyes, both silently vowing not to back down. The battle for Steffy's heart had begun, and neither man was prepared to lose.